Hello, lovely students, and welcome to your weekly video agenda where we will be talking about the plan for the final week of December that we have school together, the week before break. We do have a full week of school, so make sure you're coming and you're doing all of your lessons all the way through Friday this week, please. And then to reward you, I'll give you a week off of school. You're welcome. Just kidding. So what are we working on? We're going to continue with Unit 4, which is our short story unit. We're talking about the different short story elements. Make sure you have watched the 4.01 Class Connect session where we started talking about the plot elements of a short story, and we'll be coming back and referring to some of those elements all throughout this unit, learning some really specific elements of the short story. We did theme last week with the glass of milk and our discussion post, and so we'll keep looking at these elements here. So this week we are going to do lesson 4.04. I am going to give you 2 days for lesson 4.04 because the To Build a Fire story is a little bit longer than some of the other short stories that we'll be reading in this unit. So I do want you to complete all of the online lesson. I want you to read the short story, and I want you to take the 4.04 quiz. Remember that when you're taking these quizzes, it's not just about the story you read, it's also about the content in the lesson, and the lesson will actually go through and make sure that you understand not only the short story, but help you understand all of the elements. So they might talk about theme, they might talk about irony, they might talk about characterization, and if they're talking about that within the lesson, that's what you're going to be tested on in the quiz. So to do well on these quizzes, don't just jump to the quiz and don't just read the story and do the quiz. Go through that whole online lesson and spend time in it. Check your understanding through those little kind of multiple choice quiz options that they have, because that's how you'll be successful on the quizzes. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 days to do that successfully. We will have a required Class Connect session on Monday, but we will not have a required session on Tuesday. It's going to be an optional help session. I want to leave this open so that you can go into your winter break caught up on your work, understanding your assignments, and I want to give people options to come in and get help on anything that's outstanding. If it's the compare and contrast essay, if it's a quiz that you took that you want to redo, if it's something that you're not understanding, please come to these help sessions. They're very beneficial. Okay. Wednesday, you have a shorter lesson in your online lesson, and I think this is K-12's way to make up to you for the fact that this was really long, but I still want to give you these 2 full days to complete the lesson. And then you'll complete 4.05. There's an online lesson. It's got some important material in it that you're going to need in future lessons for the rest of this unit, so don't just skip that one, okay? And then 4.06, you're going to complete the online lesson. Again, we just talked about why that's so important, but then you're going to read one of my favorite short stories of all time. It's called The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and it's about a man who travels around in his brain and his imagination, and how he gets reeled back into his real life. So read that story. I think you'll love it as much as I do, and then you'll have a quiz on the story and on the lesson materials. Okay. And then Friday, we will switch back and we will continue working on nonfiction. Friday, and gaining and growing in our skills of reading nonfiction, because that is a very different skill than reading fiction, and taking a quiz. And then you have a very specific lesson. It's the 1.07 Stride lesson that I want you to complete on Stride on Friday. Okay. If you have some extra time, say Wednesday's lesson is a little bit shorter and you want to do the 1.07 Stride lesson on Wednesday, you can do that. Or if you wanted to do it Tuesday, you can do it. But just make sure before the end of the week you do the Stride. And so to get to Stride, you just click on Stride instead of going into your English course. Click on the Plan tab and you'll see the 1.07 lesson assigned to you. Click on the lesson and go do the learning. Okay? If you have any questions this week about the plan, about what's going on, about anything that you're needing for your learning, please let me know, and we can meet, we can chat, or plan on coming to one of the 2 help sessions that I have available to you next week. After break, we will return to having 2 required sessions per week. I'm just giving you some more options within these past 2 weeks to get some extra help. Okay? Email with questions. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day.